Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Taurus for the week of November 10th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at this brand new week of November 10th. So the timeline on this reading will be from November 10th to the 16th. And I do hope that your month of November was off to a good start. And with that said, we'll go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right, Taurus. Okay, I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Okay. Energy on the bottom, Taurus, you have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is potentially suggesting that during this week, you are looking at your stability around something. You know, the Four of Wands is a card of stability. It's about, you know, having a firm foundation, you know, in either in life or in a particular situation or issue. This is also a card of marriage. They're actually in a ceremony here. You know, some of you here may be looking at longer term relationships. The Four of Wands is also about celebration as well and ceremony, right? So it's not always immediately about marriage. But you know, generally a pretty good card, because I think some of you here are wanting to like look at the something connected to stability here, and you know, maybe your personal happiness as well, as I think about the Four of Wands deeper. But as I look at the overview here, you do have a few Wands cards. You do have actually a variety of cards here, a few Pentacles, a few Swords, one Cups card, so, and a few Major Arcana. So there's a lot here for us to sort of like unpack, and we're going to do that in this reading. But right away in the middle, you do have the Knight of Pentacles, and this could suggest that there's some type of like a result that's finally coming in for you here. I think that this result that is on the way for you is going to feel like there's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. You know, it's going to feel like you're going to feel lighter when this result comes in, because I think that this is about something connected to stability in your situation. The Knight of Pentacles is usually connected to financial results, but you know, in a reading like this, it could be any result that you're looking for, because we have a variety of like different suits here. And you know, the Knight of Pentacles would also suggest that you have earned this result. Okay, you've truly, squarely, firmly earned this result, because this is a hardworking person. This is somebody who's the first one to arrive and the last one to leave, you know? And this may even talk about profit taking, but you do have double Knights here as well. So this could be a pretty busy period of time for you. And I actually think that you have been pretty busy recently, like in your life, as well as Knights connect to events. And I do see that there is definitely, like in each column, there's something connected to movement, events, or speed as well. So I see that, you know, some of you may feel like you need a moment to rest or to recover. You know, you need a moment for yourself as well. And what I should say is, you know, this is a, you know, 2 retrogrades are active in this week ahead. The final Mercury retrograde of the year is on the 9th of November, and Jupiter retrograde is on the 11th as well. So we're going to try to not make this about the retrograde, but you know, anything with RE is going to come up with a retrograde. So rest and recover, like these are 2 themes in life that you may be kind of engaging in during a retrograde period, okay? So let's take a look at the first column here. You have the Knight of Cups, the Five Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so in this weekly reading here, this first column is the past. All right, that's the way that I'm looking at this. And I do see that with the Knight of Cups, there's been some sort of like proposal that's been offered to you, or somebody has courted you in a certain way. The Knight of Cups is a card of courtship, usually in romantic circumstances. Somebody, interested in you, taking it to the next level, these sorts of things, proposing. These sorts of things can come forward as you see the Knight of Cups, but it can also generally be about courting, you may even say that, like, if this is a career reading, that somebody is very interested in hiring you, right? They're rolling out the red carpet, so to speak, to get you to their organization or to hire you in a certain way. It's this generally somebody's interested in you and what you have to offer, whether that is romantic or not, here. And I see that with that, there was like, it didn't exactly go as planned, as you have the Five of Swords, but it was not the end of the world, okay? Because the Five of Swords is not like the Ten of Swords, which we're going to get into here, as we go along. But the Five of Swords is kind of like a temporary defeat, it's a temporary loss, it's something totally recoverable in the past, okay? In the past, because in this current situation, there's something else going on in the middle column. But yeah, the Five of Swords can also be about like loss as well. And with that, you may feel like in the past, you may have felt like you may have felt like there was something better, like you were saving yourself for something else. Whether this is in love or if this was in career or money situations, this person is hesitant. Okay, they're holding their pentacles here very tightly. They don't want to let go of their pentacles, right? And this can be a sort of like form of resistance in a certain way. I'm trying to find the right term, but sometimes when you get the Four of Pentacles, this can be about like saving and budgeting and planning in your money areas of life. So it does seem like there was some proposal or offer here. You may have rejected this. Okay, I get a sense that maybe you've rejected this, and it's because you're saving for something else. You're saving yourself, or you're saving up for something else. Like you get a sense that there's something better here. There's actually really good potential here showing up in the next columns, but this is kind of the general read of the past. So why don't we go ahead and let's move to the middle column here. You have the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Okay, so let's take a look at this Two of Wands first, right? So the Two of Wands does indeed indicate that there's great potential in a path in front of you. Okay, you can see that this person's at a fork in the road. They're at a crossroads here. They're deciding on what path is best for them. And regardless, there's potential all over the place for this person. And it can even mean that there are choices, decisions, and actions that need to be made, right? Choices, decisions, and actions in life. But generally, it's also exciting when you get the Two of Wands, because it builds on the excitement of the Ace of Wands before it. And for you, with this Four of Pentacles, this is why I feel like some of you have made a really smart move. Okay, I think some of you have made a really wise, smart decision here. You definitely aren't desperate. Okay, what I'm seeing, I don't see desperation. Okay, that's in fact, that's what I don't see here, because you are comfortable holding back a little bit here. Like, I want to say, this is maybe, I'm going to say like playing the field a little bit, okay? And you can apply that to any scenario, but you're comfortable kind of like seeing what your options are right now, okay? And I see that here with the Two of Wands. You get a sense that there's something that has greater potential for you in your life. And this is why I think some of you have rejected a proposal or offer. Like some advancement that was made on you. And again, this may not even be romantic, okay? Just to be very clear. This could be for some, but yeah, there was somebody who was really interested in you in some way, and you've rejected this. And I think that you will end up being proven right, okay? You had a vibe, you had an intuition, you had Yeah, you had an intuition about this here. Yeah, I think you'll end up being right about this uh, here. And um, there's one specific result that you are kind of pointing your arrow towards, or you're aiming for or shooting for here with the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something like really specific that you are looking for. Knight of Pentacles would say that actually what I would say is this diagonal here looks really good. I'll talk about that diagonal uh, in the final column, but essentially you have a real capacity here to bring this manifestation in, okay? Like, and by setting boundaries, saying no, or even like rejecting, this is part of the path for you. Like, this is part of the path. This is part of the experience for you that you're having. Okay? Now, the thing is, if you did reject some proposal or someone in some way here, the Ten of Swords would indicate that that was it, right? Like, okay, this person heard you or this company heard you. Like, that's off the table now. Okay? So that is the thing. Like, the Ten of Swords, it would suggest finality. That's no longer on the table. So what I would say is, if this is making sense, you've made your choice, okay? You probably have your good reasons for it. Let that choice be what it is, right? And I think you're hearing me here because you know that there's also a lot more in front of you in terms of what you want. You're not desperate. You're not in a desperate position, Taurus. And that's actually really a really strong position to be in, because you kind of get to decide where, you're steering your own ship here, In the final column, you have the Moon, the Eight of Wands, and the Magician. So the Knight of Pentacles in the middle here, it's a good card to have in the middle because it informs all of the cards. Does say that results are, that you deserve are potentially on the way, right? Because like I say potentially because tarot is never 100%, but it is a card of results coming in. And this diagonal, which again is a direction that you are headed, features two knights plus a magician, right? So there are two results or two offers or two events here. And you're in this position with the magician where you have it all in the palm of your hands, as you see here with the magician. The magician has everything in the palm of their hands, all those tools, skills, talents, abilities necessary. You have a really strong possibility to manifest exactly what you want. Okay, and part of that is being specific, I guess, is the way that I would say that. Like, you are, by rejecting one, you're not only being confident and showing that you're not desperate, but you're also being very specific. And this is actually helping the manifestation potential for you. Hopefully you're on the same page with me there. The Moon is this intuition, or this it's this intuition that I think you've had about why you needed to let go of this opportunity over here, this Knight of Cups opportunity. You just, maybe you had a dream about it. The Moon can be associated with dreams and intuitions in life. It is about fear as well and anxiety, but I don't feel that from you. Okay, I don't feel that from you. Okay, but just know that the rejection was taken as, okay, like that's final. So that is one thing that I want to throw out there for you. So the cards are saying like any possibility of that offer or person or whatever it is, proposal coming back in, the cards would say that that's probably not on the table anymore. Okay, so that's something that I want to throw out there. And then the Eight of Wands, here's the thing. This is good progress forward or good movement forward, okay, in life. This is a breakthrough, actually. And it does indicate events happening as well. It indicates communication from a distance, finally experiencing a breakthrough in this situation. So I love this for you. Let's go ahead and let's get some more details on what this might be around. We're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards, and then we'll also pull some tarot cards for you as well. All right. Let's get a few more here. Cool. All right, energy on the bottom. You do have be assertive. Yeah, this is kind of what I see you in right now. You have taken some time to gather data, with the Four of Pentacles, you've taken a moment to pull back a little bit, and yeah, you may be in a strong position to act here in the future. Now you have, yeah, in the near future, you have abundance and compromise. So I do think you've made a compromise here. I actually do think you can get exactly what you're looking for. Even though you do have this compromise card, I just feel like there's a healthy amount of compromise that needs to happen generally in life. But it feels like you could get something very specific that you've been waiting for here in this reading. Now you have yes, meditation brings answers, and if you believe. So this is important to manifestation. This idea of belief is very important, and it's one thing to say like, okay, I'm going to manifest X, Y, or Z. It's another thing to actually believe it, right? And here's the secret sauce. It's that belief combined with action. Like that's the thing, right? That's like the secret sauce. You know, if you've watched The Secret documentary or you read the book, The Secret, like that's it. That's the formula, right? So belief is super, super important. I think that you have that. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the tarot clarifications here. And we'll pull some tarot cards. Taurus, do really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are going well for you. Okay, you have the Ten of Cups. You have the Knight of Cups. And you have the Three of Swords. Okay, well that could not be more obvious or more of a confirmation. Yeah, so here it is, right? So we start off with that Knight of Cups. Below that was the Five of Swords. Now we have the Knight of Cups falling on top of the Five of Swords, right? So this is, again, a confirmation that there was a rejection here, I think, from you. Okay, I think from you. And it's possible that this company or this person, whatever it is, kind of painted a picture in your mind, like offered you the world. The Ten of Cups is like the highest vibration of the of the suit of cups. It's like total happiness. It's possible that they painted a picture of something here and you weren't buying it. Yeah, that's very possible. There's also another potential reading here, which is the rejection was because you have a greater, you know that there's something greater here. You know that there could be more, which could be found in that Ten of Cups. Okay? Three of Swords is, it's separation or heartbreak. I actually think that this is on the part of the other person. Okay? And so some of you may be like sympathetic to this person at this time, but also realizing that this had to be done, you know? Yeah. You have the Fool. You have the Five of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, yeah, the thing for you is like you really, really are looking for this fresh start. It wasn't with that other proposal or offer or whatever advancement that was placed on you in whatever way. It just wasn't. And you see the Ace of Wands falling on top of the Two of Wands, clarifying the Two of Wands, I should say. Yeah, you have this like spark, this flame that's like really lit for you right now. The Ace of Wands is like total passion in life. It is passionate new beginnings. It's, for me, such a good card in the tarot. And it's now confirming here that the potential in front of you is really, really strong, okay? Because these cards come one after the other. It's sort of like this situation is progressing pretty good for you when you get that kind of, when you get two cards that are like sequential or three cards that are sequential, right? And yeah, there's a really, really exciting opportunity in front of you, and you know that, which is why you had to let go of something. The Five of Wands is conflict, okay? It is conflict. It is battles as well. And I would say it can also be fighting for something, you know? It can also be fighting for the outcome, I think, in this case, because I think that this is about fighting for this result or this outcome that you know is here, is available, and like not backing off of that in any way, Taurus. This is kind of what I'm seeing here. Because the reason I'm saying that I don't see a conflict with another person is that I see that you have already hard rejected, and that's just what it is. Like, and so further conflict I'm not necessarily seeing, right? So maybe this is about internal conflict for you, but the Fool is basically like all four aces in one card. It's a leap of faith. It is ground zero. It's a fresh start. It's a powerful new beginning. And by choosing to say no or to reject one advancement, proposal, offer, whatever the case may be, you have created a chain reaction, right? And this is opening up this new start for you. And that thing that you rejected is, that door is closed, okay? So that is one thing to look at. Like, that door is absolutely closed, okay? Especially with the Fool and the Ten of Swords. So it's accepting that, and this is the choice that was made. But there are beautiful opportunities in front of you here with the Fool. So you have the Death card, you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the Seven of Pentacles. All right, yeah, Seven of Pentacles. This is the realization of like a really long-term manifestation that you've had in your life. Okay, because the Seven of Pentacles is anything long-term, usually long-range money or just long-term, maybe relationships as well. Like in relationships, it would have to be long-term, something you can build. It would be a relationship with someone that you can build a life together or build something with, and this is also like higher themes around money, such as like mortgages or retirement accounts, these sorts of things, like long-term money that takes a long time to grow, because these crops have taken a while for this person to grow, right? So right now, like for you, you are really future leaning. Like you are forward leaning, forward thinking in terms of what you want for yourself, and that like I think even you have a very specific manifestation, okay, and because of that, you're not playing desperate. You're not being desperate. Playing small. Really filtering down to what you want. In life, in relationship, in career, like you're really filtering down. And I think that this will ultimately end up paying off for you. When that happens is hard to say. The Oracle card here says in the near future, but remember, timing's very hard, okay? Now, with the Queen of Wands, this is definitely somebody who is bold, courageous, confident, life of the party, exciting, fun to be around. I think that's your energy. Like you're in that space right now where things seem to be working, and I think that you feel like there's been a weight lifted off your shoulders here because of a rejection that you've done or like a boundary that you've set. Death card indicates major change in life. Definitely not anything to be afraid of, especially in a reading like this where you've got like some momentum. Here's another proposal showing up here, right? So Page of Pentacles. I do think that some of you, this is not even relationship related. This is like, yeah, I'm not going to work for this company, or yeah, I don't know, something feels off about that. Something feels just like it's not exactly what I want. Is what I see here. Now let's go ahead and see if the Kipper cards have any other messages for you, and see what the Kipper cards have to say about this. Okay. Okay, for some, it could be long-term union here, as you have marriage, as well as the Four of Wands. Concern, lovers, yep. Thoughts, distant horizons, message of concern. There was absolutely a rejection, a no, a setting of boundaries, a deep conversation here with the message of concern. You know, um, yeah, I think that this freed you. This created a chain reaction. I see it. I see that as you doing this, by the way, not you receiving, being on the receiving end. Let me know if that's the case. But this is the vibe that I get. Um, you've really thought about this. You're sympathetic to the other person, like with concern. You've thought about this person a lot and what they're going through or what their needs are, kind of what there are. Like, I see that you have empathy, okay, for this person. Um, and, this probably made it a bit difficult. There may even be some resources here together, particularly if it was like a marriage or something like this here with house. Thief, let's just get one more. I think thief is about your energy, It feels like if you may feel like you've been drained, because I don't see anybody stealing anything here, right? So, yeah, and also when people place high expectations on you or unnecessary expectations or unrealistic expectations on you, like it's really energetically draining. That is very true. Yeah, this health of this situation is not working. So, thank you so much for being here. Go out there, make the most of this week. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.